political financing during elections. Then the other issue was, yes, I think they have raised something very, 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 very critical. The voters on 15th are going to be issued with 3 ballot papers: presidential, woman member of parliament, directly elected. The boxes are different at the polling station. For presidential, WMP, directly elected. The ballot papers are different. We have designed that once the 3 ballot papers have been issued to the voter, 2, because I think the first box is presidential, the other 2 are going to be placed in some kind of polythene pouch, some polythene pouch. The presiding officer will place the other 2 there, and then the voter will remain with one in his or her hands, presidential, because that is coming first. He goes but you know, some of our people are illiterate still. They may inadvertently or unintentionally find themselves dropping the woman member of parliament ballot paper in the directly elected, or vice versa. So what do you do? Is it invalid? I don't think it is invalid. It is only wrongly placed because of the literacy levels of our people. I think we shall have to address that with our people, with our field officers, on how to handle that. Don't simply throw away this ballot paper because it is placed in the wrong box. I think we shall have to. And then on these remaining days, we are going to have many radio talk shows with our field people to emphasize the need. But the voters are also going to be assisted. There will be somebody assisting them, telling them, no, this one is now, you are supposed to, this one is the one for women, member of parliament, woman member of parliament, and the other one is for male. We shall put in place a mechanism that avoids all this. But assuming a ballot paper finds itself in the wrong box, in my view, that ballot paper should not be thrown away anyhow. Yes, Rose, yes, we cannot, unfortunately, we cannot prescribe the number of people who should be at a polling station because those numbers are prescribed in the law. For instance, if the law says each candidate is entitled to 2 agents, if there are 20 candidates or 30 candidates, you cannot restrict them to 1 agent, no. They just have to be 60 or 70 or whichever number, because the law allows them to do that. So that is one of the things, and that's why we've been emphasizing. If you have this army, this battalion of agents at a polling station, moreover inside, why do you need this hangar zone 20 meters away? Why? So we cannot prescribe, Sister Rose, we cannot limit the number of people, but even observers are at liberty to get to a polling station once they have been accredited. You're not going to tell about the good thing about observers. They don't stay there for hours and hours and hours rooted to one polling station. But the people who are rooted there full time are the agents of the candidates who are permitted in law to do that. What the media can report on? Well, I'm not a media person. I don't know the ethics of. Do they have a code of conduct? I think they also have ethics. Every profession has ethical conduct. I think they're supposed to report. I don't want to guess what they're supposed to report, but I don't know. In this process, or the quest for a free and fair election, peaceful election, I think we should try to promote elements, aspects that ensure there is peace and stability in our midst. And therefore, the media, who are entitled to do their work in accordance with the principles of journalism and so on and so forth, and should also be cognizant of that we should also promote peace and stability in our country. Because at the end of it all, when the 15th is gone, when the 17th is gone, when we declare the final results, we shall have this entity called Uganda, which shall remain for the people of Uganda. We shall remain here. Our guests, our visitors, will go back. But for us, whom God created and said, you are Ugandan, I think let us be mindful of what is good for Uganda and what endangers Uganda, what promotes the kind of Uganda I want. And I've been telling people, we should always ask ourselves, all of us in positions of responsibility, positions of leadership, positions of decision-making, ask yourself, is what I'm about to do for the good of my country or not? If it is for the good of me as me, but not for the country, let me not do it, because it endangers the country. Let me promote that which is good for the country, so that at the end of this election, we have peace and stability like we have today. And that's why I was telling our distinguished, wonderful guests that you are free to move to any part of the country. The IGP has not said, don't go there. There are issues in that part of the country. You are free to move to any part of the country. It is peaceful and stable. To me, that is the icing on the cake. Peace and stability should not be compromised in whatever way or circumstance. If a rascal tries to manhandle an election official, of course, my brother, what he witnessed in Kawempe was unfortunate. But IGP is aware. We have discussed the good, the bad, and the ugly that we witnessed in Kawempe. And I can assure you, we are not likely to see a repeat of such scenarios as we saw, because all of us owe it to our people to have peaceful processes. Now, yes, how many polling officials? Now, we understand we are going to have about 7 polling officials at a polling station, including the constable, the polling station constable, the polling station constable. There are about 7 who are supposed, but these are clearly distinguishable. They put on the aprons labeled EC with the logo and the labels of the EC. These are there. But agents, all they need to do is to bring letters of introduction from the candidates, and they introduce themselves to the presiding officer. I'm an agent for candidate so-and-so, I'm an agent for candidate so-and-so, I'm an agent for candidate. What is not permitted, and I repeat, is anyone coming with a tag or a label that I'm a vote protector for candidate so-and-so. The concept of vote protector is alien, is not known in the electoral laws. What is known is an agent of a candidate. So anyone who comes to a polling station with a tag or label of vote protector for candidate so-and-so. When I use the word masquerader, they say they came against me with a brick of tons, a ton of bricks and so on. But that's what it is. Let's have designated people in law at the polling station. Observers, yes. Agents, yes. Representatives of political parties who have been accredited, yes. I think I've answered the issue of campaign posters around polling station. Alex, these should be pulled down. Actually, after campaigns are over, the whole of Wednesday, I think we are going to assign that to our people pulling down these posters, all of them, because there are no more campaigns after tomorrow. No more campaigns. Pull down all these posters at polling stations. But now, if you pull down one under the law, it is an offense for you to deface or destroy a campaign poster. Not for now. On the issue of brutalization, if that word exists in English, brutalizing supporters. Afande, you're the one going to answer this, because this one is too hard for me to answer. Mr. Mwinyi Hashim, yes, indeed. as you have said, we are cognizant, we are aware the 20-meter distance is provided for under the law. But you see, the law does not apply in a vacuum or in abstract. You must contextualize it in the prevailing or existing circumstances in order for you to give full purpose and meaning to the law. If the law creates an absurd or unfortunate situation, should we just... So I know that for the law to be said not to be operated as it says, Parliament must amend that law or repeal it, whichever. You are right, I agree. But we are saying, in light of what we have experienced in the past, in light of the fact that we want a credible, peaceful, free and fair process, in light of the fact that we want every voter not feel intimidated, in light of the fact that we want to safeguard the effects and the processes and the outcomes at a polling station, do we say, let it be business as usual, when we have empirical evidence to show that when people keep around, this is what is likely to happen? That's where we are coming from. But we are aware this is the work of Parliament. Maybe come 2031, those will be there. Maybe this would have been looked into. Rise Ministry. Some polling assistants are young, some are old. Yes, I think it's a very critical matter, especially our female polling officials whom we employ. They have to go back home. But the first point is the people we recruit, ladies and gentlemen, as polling officials are from the communities where the polling station is best. We recruit people from those communities where the polling stations are located. We don't get someone from Mbarara and throw him to Mbale, about 100 or 200 miles away. No, they are from those, and therefore, we think or we expect them to find it easier to get back home. But we'll give them an allowance which is caters for their mobility, transport, and so on and so forth, so that they can, in Uganda, Your Excellencies, I think you have seen, we have this common mobility called border borders. I hope they do not be a hindrance to, as you are coming to the commission. They ride anyhow. Those are everywhere in the villages and so on. So they are utilized in the cities, in the rural areas to move people. But we think this is something we should look at, that we should safeguard our female officials whom we recruit to work on that day. Yes, someone raised a fundamental question. Agents being abducted by security, that's not permitted. An agent is recognized in the law. An agent is recognized in the law. An agent is legitimately, lawfully, and officially at a polling station performing functions that are pertinent to the conduct of a free and fair election. Why should they be abducted? For what? They should not. And I can say this unequivocally. An agent who is authorized to be at a polling station should not be abducted at all or arrested. But if the agent is committing a crime, that is a different matter. Because the fact that you are an agent does not place you above the law. But to arrest someone merely because he or she is an agent of a candidate is not permitted. And I think we are going to ensure this does not happen. DR forms, yes, thank you very much. I forgot one aspect. The DR forms of 2026 general elections also have a barcode. They too are going to be scanned by this kit. The DR forms also have a barcode. They are going to be scanned as well by this kit to authenticate them. Now, if any strange DR form finds itself to the national tally, to the district tally center, to the returning officer, I think it will be sorted. This is something we have to tell you. I think those were the questions. Now, these written ones. The complaints we have been handling, we have settled the bulk of them. But you can't believe it, Even last week, people filed complaints, post-nomination complaints. And the issue is the law. Article 61 of the Constitution does not put a cap on the filing of these petitions. That's what it says. Article 61, one of the functions of the Electoral Commission is to hear and determine election complaints arising before and during polling. You can imagine, even the day of polling, the Constitution says people can still complain. So we are trying, as when they are filed, we make effort to clear them. The law does not put a cap on when we should stop hearing them. Even on a polling day, we are supposed to hear complaints. Very interesting. Yes, I think, Julius, this participant says on the TV programs and the announcements and sensitizations we are making, the issue of the invalidation of a vote or a ballot is not being addressed. The intention of the voter is not being emphasized. This is what he's saying. I think this is something we have to take up today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. For us, we can go on with our programs. We can go on with our voter sensitization programs, even though campaigns have officially closed. So this is something we need to emphasize. This morning I talked to the regional regional election officer of my region, which I supervise in Elgon, and I emphasized this point. I said, please let us emphasize the issue of invalidation of votes and the difference, the distinction between the intention of the voter and what is outrightly invalid. That should be distinguished. Thank you very much. I think, please quick, I think the issue of the flag I've answered. Any colors of flag. Media, is it allowed to announce and declare results? A big no. Please don't declare results. Media. The act or conduct of declaring the results is the preserve of the Electoral Commission. But if the Electoral Commission, you know, Your Excellency and distinguished guests, Your Excellencies, the ambassadors, you know, those of you who have been here. At the National Tally Center, we give regular updates of the results as they come in from the country, the presidential results. We give regular updates. This is what has come in from this area. This is what has come in from this area. Now the media, picking from that, can now publicize and say the Electoral Commission says so far they have received results from here. But for you not to formulate and generate your own results and then start informing the country, you are creating a ground for something that you may not be able to handle. So please, let us follow what the Electoral Commission disseminates or publicizes or passes out. Then you can pick that. Some people even go to the extent of trying to set up their own tally centers. And they want to inform the public that for us, that's what we have received so far. But the Constitution is very clear. The law is very clear. The Commission shall ascertain, publish, declare and publish the results. Now, if you don't have that mandate, you cannot report what the Commission has released. So please, but I know our media, wonderful people, we have been working with them. We have not had any issues with them. They always get from us what is trending as far as the activities are concerned and the outcomes. So I think we should not have a challenge in that regard. I think I've answered all the questions, Commissioner Anthony. Afande, is there any question for you? Somebody talked of brutalizing, you know, some of these things. Thank you.
Thank you, Lord Chairperson. I think mine is to make a statement here. because what most of the issues being raised are very genuine and pertinent concerns of what might happen. I'm also giving you my preparedness about what will happen in the area of security. I've already given my statement to the people of Uganda that I'm going to provide the adequate security required. Definitely, this gives me more energy to do better and do more. Talking about abductions, that's criminal. An abduction, I think, under the law, if you are talking about law enforcement, you would be talking about an arrest. But where there is an abduction, it means the police needs to get concerned and ensure that no abduction takes place. Serious concern about the safety of the women. That's why I stood here and said we are going to ensure that we play our role and ensure that all people are left with free will to exercise their rights, and that we are going to do to our best of our abilities. The other one is the same. Agents mishandled by thugs. Security is required. That's why we have mapped out all these areas, given responsibilities to the different players. But above all, we are confident that the national security infrastructure will not fail to deliver a peaceful environment to the Ugandans. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Lord Chair, and thank you very much, IGP, for those informative responses, which are indeed satisfactory and a demonstration of our preparedness and commitment to a credible, peaceful, free, and fair elections. Lord Chair, our call center number for the benefit of the public and everyone else is 0800-252-700. This is a toll-free number. I repeat, 0800-252-700. Then the chargeable line, which is not toll-free, is 0326-809-100. I repeat, 0326-809-100. Distinguished participants, indeed we have received very valuable questions, comments, and clarifications touching on election roadmap, observer roles, and security coordinations. I thank you all for your constructive engagements for God and my country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Honorable Anthony Okello, for leading us in this important part of the program of the plenary and the questions and answers and comments, and to all that have asked the questions and the answers that we have received. We are now coming towards the end of this session, and it's now my distinct pleasure to invite the Deputy Chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Hajat Aisha Rubega, to come and give the closing remarks.
Thank you so much. The chairman gave us a very good introduction in establishing the protocol, and I would wish to associate myself with that. I'm so excited that we're having all of us up to this time listening to what the Electoral Commission has to give to make sure that come 15th, we all appreciate all the efforts that Electoral Commission has put in place to have a credible, free, and fair elections. So I would like to thank you for attending this national briefing, this meeting of observers for the 2026 general elections, and for actively participating in this briefing. I wish to thank the facilitators, the chairman, the IGP, Honorable Tashovia, and Honorable Kero, for the presentations that you have made and the issues that have been discussed in the plenary, and I hope we have all benefited from them. It doesn't matter who has raised the issue, we all had those gaps, the gray areas that have been covered through the questions that have been asked in this plenary. I would like to thank you participants for your responses to the presentations and the manner in which you have carried yourself and the tone, the way you have raised the questions. We want to appreciate it so much. It is going to help us to put a keen eye on the areas that are pointed out so that if there are any improvements to be made, we can still make them. And if there are any issues to raise with ourselves, we can still raise them and improve on our electoral process. Your presence, the national observers and international observers, is an indicator of the interest that you have, that the nations that you represent and the institutions that you represent have in Uganda, and the peace that Uganda should be enjoying, and the democracy that you should be enjoying. All those ones are embodied in the bodies that you are representing and the countries you are representing, and the individual CSOs that are coming in here to see what we have to produce. The Commission is particularly pleased to see an increase in the number of national and international observers, and this one is encouraging. We are encouraged that probably there was a lot of civic education done, and we attracted national observers, and we hope that come 2031, we shall have double this room for observers, because it's extremely important when people take interest in this exercise, because this is the foundation of the democracy of the country. So as it has been recognized, election observation is a valuable tool for improving the quality of elections. Observers help build public confidence in the honesty of electoral processes. Observation can help promote and protect the civil and political rights of participants in elections. It can lead to the corrections of errors or weak practices. Even while an election process is still underway, we can make these corrections. Observations can help deter manipulation, intimidation, violence, and fraud, or expose such problems if they are to occur. When observers can issue objective reports, it builds trust in the democratic process and enhances the credibility of the elections. This is what you and women observed. So we are looking forward to getting those reports at the end of your observation exercise, because we trust that whatever we would have observed, whether good practices or lacking practices, will help us to improve our democracy. I wish to emphasize the importance of reporting on your observation on this exercise, and we give you about up to 6 months to give us a report as observers. The Commission has provided information in a pack for observers, for you to carry with you as you go into this exercise. It has contacts of our field staff. It has contacts of police. It has the maps of the areas that you are going to observe, and we hope it's going to be useful to you. You are further encouraged to visit our official website, www.ec.or.ug, and our social media platforms for any updates the Commission may give concerning the conduct of the elections. I want to wish you safe travels to your areas of observation, and the successful conduct of election observation exercise, and a successful end of the exercise when you come to that time. I want to declare this meeting closed. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Chairperson Hajat Aisha Lubega, for the closing remarks. I would like to thank the Chairperson of the Commission and the Commission, the IGP, the Excellencies here, Excellency President Goodluck Jonathan, and all heads of missions and heads of diplomatic missions and everybody that is here, domestic, local, international. We thank you for making the time to come here. Just some last advisories. One, the Deputy Chair has mentioned our digital platforms on which regular information about the forthcoming processes are going to be. The website is one principal one, www.ec.or.ug. The social media handles, X in particular, for quick information, will also be in use, and it is at Uganda EC. That is the X handle. Follow it, because we'll be putting there urgent, quick information that you may need to know as you go in the field to do observation. And we can also receive the comments from there. And again, the toll-free line has also been communicated. Make use of them to keep us informed, to ask what you are seeing, to raise any issues that you are seeing for prompt response. Finally, the Commission has served breakfast. I don't know, it's not breakfast, lunch, both of them into, taken together. And the staff of the Commission are going to guide where you have it from. Please don't leave that breakfast. There are 3 places the teams will guide. We have a place inside the hotel. We have a serving point on that side. We also have a serving point on the left-hand side. On that note, Lord Chair, I would like to request us to close with the anthems in reverse order while standing. We stand and sing the anthems, starting with the East African anthem and ending with the national anthem.
Mungu twaomba uilinde Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tulilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
Thank you very much. Lord Chair, you lead the high table, and these tables in front, the first 4 tables, you lead them to the serving point and protocol. Please